Thank you, gentlemen. We'll check back in with you in a minute. Christopher, Stuart Holden back with the Dynamo. You saw him in the Gold Cup. He truly was the United States breakout player in that tournament.
Definitely, I think so. And the ceiling is pretty far away. He has a lot of upside. The great thing is that he's starting to express himself on the field. He's got an excellent fluidity, and give credit to Dominic Kinnear for giving him the confidence to play.
Now, again, for the Houston Dynamo, big question, Dwayne DeRosario, can they find a replacement for him, someone to step in? Stuart Holden accepted that challenge. He succeeded in that challenge.
Yeah, and he could have been the best player in the United States uniform during the 2009 Gold Cup. Just so dangerous, making those runs that D-Ro used to make when he was in a Houston Dynamo uniform. He started off slow, he found his rhythm, found his spot on the team, and right in front of Ricardo Clark, just a fantastic player.
And just a terrific Gold Cup as well for Stuart Holden, so he is back for the Houston
Dynamo had been unbelievable at home. A record-tying 11-game unbeaten streak was broken last week against the New England Revolution, but the reinforcements are here. Brian Ching and Stuart Holden back in the camp. Brian Dunseth and Dave Johnson join us now. And how's the midfielder, Houston's midfielder rather, fitting back in with the club?
Well, indeed, you're talking about Stuart Holden. I think, Brian, this is just one of the great emerging stories. We're talking about an all-star now in Major League Soccer. He's taken over the midfield role with the Houston Dynamo, and now also part of the national team setup.
Yeah, and you talk about filling the boots of Dwayne DeRosario. Early I had a chance to catch up with Stuart, just about everything, but most importantly, getting that all-important goal in his debut with the U.S. national team.
You know, I'd come close a number of times and represented the U.S. at the youth level, so, you know, it's kind of a different feeling when you step out there and the national anthem's going and, you know, you have the jersey on your back and, you know, the USA patch on your, you know, on your chest. So it was a great feeling, and obviously to score a goal was even better. You know, I think the last person to do that was Eddie Robinson, so a teammate of mine, and, you know, it got me off to a good start, and, you know, I helped carry that momentum throughout the tournament.
Obviously not the best end result to the tournament, but kind of looking forward, do you think you put yourself in a situation where the next time Bob Bradley puts a roster together, he's thinking about putting your name on it?
Yeah, well, I mean, my goal going in obviously was to win the Gold Cup, and anytime you're in a tournament, you want to win. So, you know, we didn't quite accomplish that. You know, we had a good run at it, and you know, as you said, a sour ending to the tournament, you know, with one bad half of play by us. But, you know, I think I'm hoping that, you know, by my play on the field and the things that I did, the little things that, you know, I've been focused on this year, that I've left lasting impressions with Bob, that, you know, hopefully I'm considered going forward. And, you know, I'd love to be a part of the game in Azteca in a week's time.
Coming off 2008, Dwayne DeRosario heads up to Toronto, opens the door for you to get a role in the central part of midfield in front of Ricardo Clark. Heading into the season, did you feel just a little bit more pressure to kind of perform?
Yeah, I mean, obviously there's that added pressure because everybody's looking at Dwayne as one of our best players that's now gone. So, you know, in that respect, there was more pressure on me, but, you know, I never put more pressure on myself. I tried to do the same things that I've done that had earned me that opportunity to play in that role, and it was a role that I've been familiar with before, but, you know, obviously it took me a couple games to get used to playing with Ricardo in there, and, you know, I think as that started to click and other guys started to play well, it made it easier for me, and my confidence grew, and, you know, we went from strength to strength, and, you know, now we find ourselves at top of the West.
Speaking of being at the top of the West, last Wednesday, All-Star game, you get the start. End up kind of on the wrong side of things with that back pass, but what goes through your mind in a situation like that? I mean, you've got the All-Star start, you're coming off a great tournament, and then that happens. How do you recover from something like that?
Yeah, well, you know, I joked about it after the game and saying I had 2 assists, 1 for each team, you know, and was trying to keep it interesting, but, you know, it was a mistake by me. I didn't really see the guy there, and, you know, I should have just cleared it out of the field, up the field, but, you know, that's something that, you know, I have enough confidence in my own ability and that I can recover from things like that, and, you know, I put that behind me as soon as it was over, and, you know, helped us battle back into the game and get 1-1, and, you know, and tried to do some things that were positive for the team. So, you know, overall it was a good experience. And, you know, I'm looking forward to now getting back with the Dynamo in my first game tonight, and helping us make a strong run for another MLS Cup.
Speaking of coming back to the Dynamo physically, that's a lot of games, a lot of travel. How are you feeling? I mean, do you feel like right away you're good to go for 90 minutes no matter what?
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm 24 today. It's my birthday, so thank you. You know, I played a lot of games the last month. My body was starting to take a toll, I think, but you know, I've done the little things, the ice tubs, the stretching, you know, I do yoga and things like that really help my body stay fit and ready for these kind of situations. So, you know, I'm ready for the game tonight, and, you know, 90 minutes for sure, and then, you know, I'll be looking forward to the next game after that.
Well, good luck tonight.
Thank you.
All right, and no doubt will make a difference for Houston. From that interview, you take confidence away. I mean, there was a gaffe at the All-Star game, if you will. Then he helps on the goal with his teammate Brad Davis. So he's just moving from strength to strength.
Well, and you look at a young player that's really put himself in a great position. He took advantage of his opportunity at the Gold Cup, and he's made life difficult. When Bob Bradley puts those names down, you got to think Stuart Holden's name will be somewhere on that list.